Greetings and salutations, everybody. Morning. Grand Rising. Good morning. Hope all is well with y'all. As you see the title, Better Than Alone Than Betrayed. You know, we living in a world that loyalty, honor, trust is out the window. We live in a society where most men and women in modern society, they are playing it safe by being alone. Being alone and being lonely is two different things. To quote Robert De Niro from the movie Heat, when he told one of the people in the movie, he was like, I am alone, but I'm not lonely. That's something to think about. You know, many of us adults, we grown adults, and we know from life experience, we dealt with people, whether it was associates on a job, even your own blood family, even people you hang out with. And we was all blinded at one time. We took people for granted. We gave people the benefit of the doubt, Salakia. They took us for granted. And when they showed their true colors, when the Most High showed people, they showed you their true colors, we didn't want to believe the Most High because we gravitate towards our emotions. But when the Most High reveals people to you, you best believe it. You best believe it. Shalom, Sister Naomi. Shalom, Chicky's History Channel. I mess your name up, forgive me. Got so much stuff on my mind because this world is just jaded and twisted, you know. But let's get to the talking points. We're gonna get to the talking points. The essay that I've written about this title, this topic. The essay. Okay, it says better alone than betrayed, choosing solitude in a world of facades. Yes, we know this world is full of facades. It's like most people are forced to put a mask on. And to be honest, the majority of people in society is walking on eggshells. And that's uncomfortable. And those that's in the know it's uncomfortable to your spirit. It's sad that we gotta live in a world we gotta put on a mask. When you go to work, you gotta put on a mask. You dealing with people you can't stand, you gotta put on a mask. You know, your co-workers, they gotta put on a mask. They know they can't stand you because you may be walking a certain path in life. You may not be engaging in the buffoonery they engaging in, or the so-called job politics. And they look at you a different way. They talk behind your back. They're trying to plot. They're trying to be cutthroat on the job. You got to be careful out here in these trenches, the trenches of life. But let's begin. Better alone than betrayed, choosing solitude in a world of facades. In a world increasingly driven by self-interest, superficiality, and betrayal, the notion of solitude has evolved from a symbol of isolation to a form of self-preservation. Many find that being alone, while at times difficult, offers a safer, more peaceful existence than constantly navigating a minefield of fake relationships and friendships. Wow. Than constantly navigating a minefield of fake relationships and friendships and disloyal relationships. Ouch. Whoa. That's the main things going on today in this society. Fake relationships and disloyal relationships. This is the solid truth. You have a lot of people going through fake relationships right now, especially Gen Zs, the younger people. When you see them out and about, when I see them out and about, yeah, they may seem like they got their crew with them. You know, it may be a group of young dudes. They got their homeboys with them, but we already know through over the course of life, that group gonna scatter. You know, same thing with females. You know, if one female get into a good relationship, one of her homegirls might try to sabotage their relationship. There's a lot of jealousy and unhappy people in this world. Real talk. In a society where appearances often mask intent, in a society where appearances often mask intent, and loyalty is treated as a convenience, and loyalty is treated as a convenience rather than a value. Treated as a convenience rather than a value. So people don't value loyalty these days. They treat it as a convenience, what you could do for me. But as soon as you need a favor from them, they ghosting you. And that's a big issue in society. People want to ghost you. They when you try to reach out to them, they want you to reach out to them. But when you try to reach out, they want you to reach out to them instead of reaching out to you. The only time they're gonna reach out to you if they need something from you. If you don't fit part of their agenda, they throw you away like a useless tool. Solitude, let's see, okay. Rather than value, solitude becomes not just a refuge, but a necessity. You're better off being alone in a world full of fake and disloyal people. Facts. You're better off being alone in a world full of fake and disloyal people. Not because humanity is inherently cruel, but because trusting the wrong people can cost you your peace, your dignity, and sometimes even your sense of self. Ouch. That is true. Yes, humanity is cruel. I disagree. Yeah, humanity is cruel. The majority of humans are cruel. You know, when you think about the power, the pyramid scheme, you got the elites, you got the governments, you got the doctors in the pharmacy industry. Humanity is cruel. Just look at history, the warfares of humans, all the wars, World War I, World War II. World War II damn near destroyed the world. So yes, humanity is cruel. We got all these schisms and isms, communism, socialism, Marxism, capitalism, all these forms of slavery. That's all it really is. Capitalism, Marxism, communism, socialism. It's the new forms of slavery. The only difference is they don't got the shackles and chains on us. It's a new form of slavery. And we all slaves in this society, in this capitalistic society. If you don't pay your bills, if you don't pay your taxes, you can't live off the grid. You can't be free. You can't live off the grid. They gonna come looking for you. They gonna find you. So it's no escape. This is, like I always say, this is a prison planet. It's a prison society. We all in prison. Our prison numbers is our birth certificate, our social security number. That's all that is. That's a prison number. That's your inmate number. If you are an American citizen and you have a social security number, that's your prison ID number. Real talk. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a prison identification number, your social security number. But all right, next talking point. The illusion of connection. The illusion of connection. Modern society is saturated with artificial connections. Bam! That's true. Artificial connections. Modern society is saturated with artificial connections. Social media, instant messaging, and the constant pressure to network have cheapened the value of true human bonds. It's easy to accumulate hundreds of friends or followers, yet feel overwhelmingly alone when hardship strikes. When loyalty is tested, those who once claimed to care often vanish without a trace. Real talk, that's solid truth. 100. Revealing their presence was more about convenience than commitment. In such an environment, solitude becomes a filter, removing the noise and exposing who truly matters. Often that list is shorter than we want to admit. Now, some of y'all, people in general, speaking in people general, y'all know what this is. Y'all experienced this. You think you have your contacts, your phone contacts be full of people. As soon as something goes down, hard times come in your life. You have to remove people out your contacts on your phone. You have to delete people on social media. You have to unfriend people, unfollow people. And it's going to hurt. It will hurt. And it's going to leave scars. It will leave scars. It's part of life. I know from experience, dealing with people I thought that had my best interest and they had alternative motives, So It is what it is. It left scars on me, but what don't kill me make me stronger. And that goes for you too, who's listening to this. What don't kill y'all makes y'all stronger. It's just part of learning life. Because this whole thing we call life, is we live in a bizarre world. We live in a bizarre world. But yeah, when loyalty is tested, those who once claimed to care often vanish without a trace. Ghosting. That's a big thing in modern society. Ghosting. That's why the whole so-called dating scene is messed up. You got to swipe left, swipe right, and men and women got so many options. Women especially, they got a whole plethora of options. They could easily pass up a good person, a good man, it's like, it is what it is. We live in a fake world. But enough of that, let's continue. In such an environment, solitude becomes a filter, removing the noise and exposing who truly matters. Often that list is shorter than we want to admit. Exactly. You're not going to have too many loyal people in your life. You'll be lucky to find, like that. There's an old saying, you'll be lucky to have 1 or 2 friends. If you could have 5 loyal friends on one hand, you could count 5 loyal friends on one hand. You blessed. You blessed. You blessed, because most people don't even have that. The majority of people, I see it by at least 98% of Americans in this society don't even have 5 loyal friends. They might have 1. They'd be lucky to have 1 or 2, especially in this modern day age, especially for Gen Z, because they are the social media generation. They live on their phones. Millennials too. I'm considered a millennial. You see, us millennials, we was exposed to like the mid-tier internet, because the internet been around. I want to say the internet been around since like the mid-90s. I want to say probably the early 90s. But us millennials, as we became teenagers and young adults, we was exposed to like the mid-tier internet. Now Gen Z, they got the high-tier internet via social media, texting, instant messaging. They got that. They are the internet generation, Gen Z, and they all. Because look, when you see the new babies being born, like Gen Alpha and Gen Beta, whatever they call them, like if you go out and about and you see parents with their babies or toddlers, what do they have in that baby or toddler hand? A tablet. Like if you go to the grocery store or retail store, most parents, what they do to pacify their toddlers that's 2-3 years old, they give them a tablet or they give them a phone. If it's a baby infant, if it's a little infant, they give them the phone. It's like that's the way the world is becoming. We becoming a society that's going to be enslaved to the machines. That's going to be our new overlords. You got the AI, you got this AI technology. They've been predicting this in these movies for years. I ain't gonna say centuries. I'm gonna say years. I had to correct myself. But yeah, let me read that again. I gotta read the illusion of connection. Modern society is saturated with artificial connections, social media, instant messaging, and the constant pressure to network. Yep, that sums up Gen Z generation right there. Have cheapened the value of true human bonds. Exactly. Nobody, you see, Gen Z gonna be the generation. They ain't gonna know the true meaning of human bonds in this society in general, because the social media is running rampant, and it's a huge problem, and it's causing a lot of people just to walk on the eggshells and have their guard up. But let's get to the next talking point: the price of disloyalty. The price of disloyalty. The emotional toll of disloyal relationships is heavy, and that's why a lot of men and women are bitter. They unhappy. They don't want to trust people. You got a lot of broken men and women in society. That's why the dating scene is jacked up. That's why the marriage rate's going down, the birth rate's going down. You got a lot of broken homes being created. You got a lot of single fathers, single mothers. You got a lot of divorces. I mean, it's just a whole broken society. Family is what makes a society strong. If you don't have a society of strong families, your society gonna crumble. And American society is on the way out, because with all these negative statistics is rising, People ain't gonna want to engage with each other no more. You know, hookup culture is ruining a lot of people's minds and spirits. You know, this hookup culture is not solving the issues between men and women. It's just making men and women ain't gonna trust each other. You know, you got the red pill men, you even got the angry women in their spaces. But let's continue. The emotional toll of disloyal relationships is heavy. Being lied to, used, or betrayed by someone close doesn't just hurt, it reshapes how you see the world and yourself. Damn. Whoa, that hit homes. Being lied to, used, and betrayed by someone close doesn't just hurt, it reshapes how you see the world and yourself. It breeds distrust, fuels anxiety, and can even lead to depression. Yes, it can. That is the truth. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. With all, if you've been through all those symptoms, if you been betrayed by somebody, been lied to, you know, I know from experience, you know, I had so-called friends, allegedly so-called friends. I'm thinking they have my best interest, but they talking behind my back, you know, falsely accused me of stuff I never did, you know, want to slander me. You know, I had to learn the hard way. It was set up by the Most High for me to go through that. It is what it is. I take my scars on the chin. You know, I wear them with honor. You know, it is what it is. You know. But yeah, and I'm sure some of y'all been through that as well. You know, y'all probably had associates. Y'all probably been knowing people since y'all was like in high school. And they'll switch up on you for unnecessary reasons. They'll switch up on you. You know. And that's just the way the world is. A lot of people, they just want to see what they could get out of you. They just want to use you. They want to use you as a stepping stone for their agendas. The Griffin mindset, I call it. If you ever watched the anime Berserk or read the manga Berserk, the main character is Guts, and his rival is Griffin. Now, Griffin was a narcissistic character. Griffin didn't really care about the Band of the Hawk, which was a group of mercenaries that fought in battles, like in the different battles. They were fighting different armies in a war. There was like a band of mercenaries, the Band of the Hawk, and Griffin was the leader. Griffin did not care about nobody in the Band of Hawk. He only seen them as chess pieces, as pawns. And the day that Guts started thinking for himself and defeated Griffin and went on his way, that rubbed Griffin the wrong way. When Guts said, "I'm tired of being under you, I'm going my own way," it rubbed him the wrong way. You know, that's just an example I want to use, you know, from the anime or the manga Berserk. You know, Guts said he want to be his own man, and you got to respect that. He tired of being a stepping stone for Griffin. So he woke up and said, "Look, I'm going my own way." And they had a duel. And he defeated Griffin, you know, and it kind of upset Griffin, and it led Griffin to going to downwards this spirit. And he used his Bailey and sold his soul and became one of the members of the Godhead. You know, he became Femto, the Dark Lord. Y'all know what I'm talking about. For any anime fans that come across this, y'all know what I'm talking about. But Berserk, you know, it's not for the faint of heart. The manga is not for the faint of heart. But enough of that. I digress. Let's continue. When someone you care about shows they were never truly on your side, it chips away at your ability to trust again. By choosing to be alone, you eliminate the risk of betrayal. No one can stab you in the back, and you'll never turn your back in the first place. And that's what's going on. A lot of people on edge. Ever since the so-called event happened in 2020, a lot of people on edge. It's sad that we live in this type of world. You can't trust people. It's very sad because you want friends. Most people want friends. You know, we're supposed to be social creatures. Humanity, we're supposed to be social creatures, but the way the world is today, that's out the window. You know, that's out the window. And that hurts. It hurts. You know, you think they're on your side, but deep down inside, they was just tolerating you. This is speaking in general, you know. A lot of people go through this, you know. This is human nature. You know, even people in the world. You got brothers going through that. That was, you know, you got some brothers that's on the streets, you know, the hood dudes. they get caught up, they get locked up. You know, that's when their loyalty test begins. You know, a lot of people that get locked up are former inmates. They'll tell you this. They'll say, look, when I was locked up, I saw who was really loyal to me. All these so-called day ones, all these so-called clique, they abandoned them. There's no loyalty in the streets. I know they like to say ain't no loyalty in the streets. That goes for life in this modern day society, because this society is in a fallen state. As the word says in the book of Matthew, the love of many shall wax cold. That's what Yahshua prophesies in the book of Matthew. He said, the love of many will wax cold. And that's what's going on in modern society. Yeah, a lot of people, they'd rather be alone. They'd rather be in solitude because they've been burned by people. They've probably been in a couple of toxic relationships. They've probably been betrayed by their own family. Your own family will do you dirty. I'm talking about your own family. You got certain cousins you grew up with. You know, they'll try to plot on you. You know, or try to get money out of you. They see you successful, they'll try to beg you for money. They say, oh, I'm going to pay you back. And you ain't going to see them $20 no more. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, you had that family member ask you for some money. You try to be the good Samaritan. And they say, oh, man, I'm going to pay you back when I get paid. I got you. Don't worry, B. I got you. I got you. You ain't seeing them $20 for probably, you going to be asking for your $20 back for the whole rest of the year. Or they going to try to avoid you. Every time you call them to remind them that you got to pay them, that they got to pay you back, they going to avoid you. They going to send your phone call straight to voicemail. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But let's get to the next talking point. Peace and solitude. Solitude is often mistaken for loneliness, but the two are not the same. Loneliness is a lack of connection. Solitude is the presence of self. In solitude, there is clarity. You begin to hear your own thoughts, trust your intuition, and understand your own worth without needing validation from others. And that's a big issue. A lot of people are seeking validation, especially people that's on social media. You know, there's no pretending, no need to wear a mask, no fear of being judged for who you truly are. It is in solitude that people often heal, grow, and rediscover their identity after being broken by toxic relationships. That is true. You know, now that's the perfect time to heal. You know, wherever your spiritual path is, you know, if you follow the Bible, if you follow the Quran, if you follow the Hindu text, the Buddhist text, whatever you believe in. I'm not here to judge what you believe in, or even if you don't believe, you may be an atheist or agnostic. That's your choice. Whatever brings you peace in this world, you know, your peace and happiness is all that matters. Real talk. And if you choose to go a path of solitude, may it bring you healing and you grow and rediscover your identity. And for those that may be an atheist out there, you know, it might make you turn to Christ. That might, you know, Christ might draw you in through the Holy Spirit. You know, it happens to a lot of non-believers. You know, they probably have been through so much in life. And sometimes the Most High, He'll place the right people to bring them to Christ, and it'll recharge them. It'll give them a spiritual charge. I'm just saying, you know, like they always want to say, oh, God works in mysterious ways, you know. Well, the Most High, He does work in mysterious ways. But yeah, solitude is the better option. You know, it's not, you know, it's better off being alone because, and I know a lot of people, they don't want to be alone. You got a lot of men and women, they scared to be alone because they don't want to face their thoughts. They don't want to face themselves. That's why most people are afraid to be alone. They don't want to face their thoughts and selves. They don't want to face their true self. So they got to surround themselves by toxic people, fake people. They got to join cliques, groups, gangs, you know, anything, online groups, you know, group chats or whatever. They got to join certain things, but deep down inside, they still miserable. They still miserable. They still the butt of the jokes. They might be not the life of the party, you know. That's why I say all these sectors on YouTube. Now I'm going to the YouTube. You have no friends on YouTube. You just got associates because The only way I could consider you being some friends with somebody on YouTube if you meet them in real time. If you go visit them and y'all chop it up, they come visit you, you go visit them, y'all hang out in y'all city, y'all build rapport, y'all chop it up. But if you forming groups and cliques on this platform, that's not going to work, because it's going to always be drama. It's going to always be drama and toxicity. It's going to always be drama and toxicity. And it's always going to be tension. They're going to be talking behind somebody's back. That's why I say it's better to be by yourself. It's better to be alone. And you're really not lonely, because you have the Most High in Christ and the Holy Spirit, So, yeah, alone is better. And a lot of younger people, they may not understand that till they go through a lot of betrayal and hardship. And then they're going to see. Sometimes they're not going to see, because they can continue to tolerate these toxic people. And it's going to stop them from thinking about their sense of well-being. Okay, let's get to the next talking point. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Life should never be a popularity contest. It's far better to have one or two genuine people in your life than to be surrounded by dozens who don't truly care. Real friends are rare. Real loyalty is sacred. Most people are only loyal when it's beneficial to them. Exactly. That's the main issue right there. Most people are only loyal when it's beneficial to them, when they need something, when times are good, or when their reputation is on the line. But true character shows during silence, struggle, and storms, in a world where fakeness is fashionable. Being selective with your time and energy isn't selfish, it's wise. And that's what it's going to have to be. You have to be selfish with your time. That's why I took a long break from YouTube. That's why I don't really do too much content, because YouTube, they not promoting, people not engaging. So why waste my time when YouTube not promoting my channel? They not engaging. Or maybe I'm gonna have to do I'm gonna have to probably create me a whole new account. And that's been on my mind. I might have to do a channel reincarnation. I call it a YouTube reincarnation. Y'all want to know what a YouTube reincarnation is? When you just create a whole new Google account and a whole new channel with a different name, and you start fresh. Sometimes you have to start fresh. And ain't nothing wrong starting fresh. And it's been on my spirit, and I think I will do that. Change it's gonna be a whole new channel. It's just my channel gonna be open to the whole world, to all sectors, or whatever. Because this Israelite sector is very toxic. It's no different from the black sector, It's no different from the black sector. It's nothing but drama going on. Look, you had the stuff with Gorilla Hebrew. Last year you had the beef between Ringo and New Breed. They still going at it. You got, Brainwaves and Rallo, they going at New Breed. I mean, man, y'all just squash it and y'all just go y'all separate ways as men. Y'all grown men. But you see, clout is a hell of a drug. It's desperation when you got to use somebody's name to try to build up your channel. That's an act of desperation. It's just toxic, to be honest. It's not gonna get anything done, But like I say, ego is a hell of a drug, man. And that's a big issue with some of these content creators. They got ego, especially brothers. Brothers got fragile egos. Black men got them fragile egos, so they got to keep going on. It's just crazy, And it's just human nature. But I'm speaking for our so-called people, We gotta let the ego. We gotta sometimes put our egos in check. But yeah, you got to be wise with your time. Be selective with your time and energy. It's not selfish. Don't let nobody gaslight you. You're going to have people, oh, man, you selfish, man. What happened? I try to reach out to you, You got people demand you should do content every day. You got some people expect you to do content nonstop. But I'll be like, what's the point? My channel not growing. And this is not, and I could care less because, like I said, my channel not monetized, because people only want to gravitate towards slop anyway. They want to gravitate towards drama, buffoonery. You got some of these content creators, they using clickbait. You call it clickbait just to get clicks and views. You know, they'll put a picture of a scantily clad dressed woman. They know, these buffoons know what they're doing. They know what they're doing because they know a lot of men struggle with lust. You know, a lot of men, they struggle with the simp demon. You know, they got their Ahab spirit in them. You know, they never killed their Ahab spirit in them. So some of these consecrators, what they'll do, especially, I find it hypocritical, especially these consecrators, they want to talk bad about black women. They want to bash black women, right? But they'll put a picture, they'll call these black women all type of names like hyenas and 304s and all that stuff. But they'll put a picture of a black woman dressed in scantily clad clothing on their thumbnails for clickbait. A lot of them do that. So like I say, they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites. And I'm gonna do another stream. I want to talk about these so-called consecrators that talking about, oh, buy my course. Don't these so-called dating coaches or masculinity coach? I'm gonna get on their asses too, because they ain't nothing but scammers. You should not have to pay another man for a course how to be another man. That's unnatural. If you want to learn how to be a man, you know, read ancient texts. You can read the Bible. You can read the Quran. You can read any religious text or any spiritual text. You know, even if you read the book of the five rings written by Masashi Miyamoto, any philosophy, you can read philosophy books. You don't have to subscribe to none of these buffoons talking about, oh, buy my course for consultations, $200 for, you could talk to me for $200 for 30 minutes. Man, get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Bunch of buffoonery. Okay, let me get back to the topic. Next talking point, building inner strength. Being alone teaches self-reliance. You learn to depend on yourself emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Instead of outsourcing your happiness to others, you become your own support system. You set boundaries. You identify red flags, aka discernment. When you build that relationship with the Most High in Christ, you know, He gonna give you that gift of discernment, and you gonna be able to identify the red flags. You stop tolerating less than you deserve. The irony is that once you become content. The irony is that once you become content with solitude, you attract better people. Not because you need them, but because you finally whole without them. That's deep. Because you find it whole without them. Conclusion. It's a painful realization, but one that leads to freedom. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend, and not everyone who stands beside you is loyal. In a world filled with people who wear masks, project false loyalty, and chase self-interest, solitude is not a curse. It's a shield. Yeah, sometimes the Most High will force you into solitude. That's His doing. That's His will. Sometimes you may not understand Yah's will, you know, and I think that's probably part of His will for my life, to be in solitude, to be alone for a while. You know, sometimes I hate it. I do hate it, you know. I do hate it. I'm not going to lie. I'm human. You know, I won't mind having a group of friends, you know, or being in a romantic relationship with a woman, you know. But sometimes what we want in this vain life, and the Most High may see what's better for us. We may not understand it. It may piss us off sometimes. I know it pisses me off sometimes. I'm not going to be one of these. I'm not one of these religious Israelites or Christians that's, oh, you can't question God. I do question the Most High sometimes. I really do. I'm not a religious Israelite or Christian. You know, I'm like, that's why I respect Lieutenant Dan on Forrest Gump when he was talking noise to the Most High in that thunderstorm. Sometimes I feel like doing that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I feel like running to him in a thunderstorm like Lieutenant Dan did in Forrest Gump, until he finally made his peace with the Most High. You know? And most religious people be like, oh, he crazy for doing that. He crazy. No, he wasn't. Lieutenant, that's one of my favorite characters in Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan. You know, Lieutenant Dan was cool. And I don't blame him. He wanted to die, man. You know, because he found out he was going to be an amputee, man. That kind of messed him up. He was damn near wanting to chew. He was choking the hell out of Forrest Gump. You should see it. He told Forrest, you should have let me die, you son of a gun. You should have let me die. He was damn near choking Forrest Gump. Had no legs, but he still had that upper body strength. And he was damn near choke Forrest Gump to death. Yep. But yeah, solitude is not a curse. You know, if you listening to this And you may be going, whether you're a young person, whether you're a millennial, Gen Z, or even if you're a boomer, solitude is not a curse. It's not. It's a hidden blessing. It's a shield, and it's a blessing in disguise. Being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've seen too much, learned too much, and now choose peace over pretense. And in the end, it's better to walk alone than to be surrounded by people who make you feel alone. Now that right there, that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop. It's better to walk alone than to be surrounded by people who make you feel alone. And that is true. That is the honest truth. And a lot of people y'all know, and a lot of people y'all could experience, y'all probably experienced that. I'm sure a lot of y'all experienced that and may come across this stream. Yes, indeed. Yep. That's right. It's better to be alone, you know. It may hurt at sometimes, but you gotta do it. You're gonna be all right. But all right, now read this spoken word. Spoken word to say alone, not broken. Title alone, not broken. It says, you ever sit in a room full of people and feel like nobody's really there? All that noise, all those smiles, but not a soul that truly cares. I used to chase connection like it was oxygen, thinking the more people I had, the more alive I felt. But all I got was cold shoulders, backstabs, and fake love that didn't heal. They say better with company, but what kind of company are we talking about? The kind that leaves when your bank account dries up. The kind that smiles but secretly waits for your fall. Nah, keep that. I'd rather be alone than surrounded by frauds who never care at all. See, solitude ain't the same as loneliness. Solitude, that's a sanctuary. It's the sound of your own soul breathing without anyone trying to suffocate your peace. I used to think I needed them to feel whole. Friends, lovers, family that don't show. But being let down too many times teach you how to carry your own soul. Now I walk alone, but my steps don't stumble. No snakes in my circle, because they ain't no circle to crumble. I don't need to double check my back. I don't need to second guess a laugh. I don't need to decode the meaning behind every hey stranger or just checking in text. You learn quickly that loyalty ain't loud. It's silent presence in your darkest hour. And when no one shows, that's when you know you were the one holding it down all alone. I ain't bitter. I'm better, sharper than I ever been. Because once you survive betrayal, you stop begging for company from people who will poison you just to waste. For people who will poison you just to taste your strength again. And that sounds like some vampirism. For real, energy vampires. Let me be clear. I still believe in love. I still believe in trust. I just don't hand those things out like party favors to people who don't deserve them. I'd rather build with bricks of solitude than castles made of sugars and lies. I'd rather eat alone at my table than feast with snakes in disguise. So if you see me solo, don't pity me. Don't project your fear of silence on my peace. I am not broken. I am not empty. I am free, because in a world full of masses and motives, being alone is the only way to truly be me. That's right. Oh, that was powerful. Yes, indeed. That was powerful indeed. Yep. So that's the talking points, y'all. That's the talking points. You gotta learn from your mistakes in life. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with y'all. About the topic. But yeah, the next stream gonna be about these frauds. These buffoons. These buffoons that's trying to prey on insecure men. They trying to prey on insecure men, talking about, oh, you gotta buy my course. And I'm sure it's like that for women too, but I'm dealing with the men. Oh, I'm gonna teach you what your daddy never taught you. Buy my course. Buy my course. You're gonna learn how to be a man. You're gonna attract the You're gonna attract the baddest. I'm gonna show you how to attract the baddest in this. Blah, 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 blah. All this bull crap. If you ever notice, join my course. A lot of these content creators, they want to sell you a course, an online course. I ain't joining none of y'all courses. You got me messed up, y'all buffoons. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got up in here. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. You know, shout out to Professor Lovely Lady. We got Rockstar up in there. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chicky History Channel. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Wise Society. Let's see what y'all say. Yeah, you're with yourself, not by yourself. Your plus Yah is greater than anything in this world. Exactly. All you need is the Most High, Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, you know, and the Holy Spirit. And once you get in tune with them, you're gonna be able to discern the snakes in the grass. Thanks for sharing your spoken words with us, Moshe. I hope you have a great day. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was powerful. I know. Yeah, that was. It's very powerful spoken word. Yep. I also shared them on my post. You know, I also shared them on my post so y'all can check them out on there. Yeah, YouTube be tripping. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube ain't showing, you know. Nice commentary, Moshe. Appreciate it. Yep. And like I said, I'm sure some of y'all probably went through that. Like I said, that's human nature, you know. But like for the younger generation, they don't understand it. Like Gen Z, they always say, "Oh, Gen Z, the loneliest generation." Shit, it's gonna be a trip to see them get like in a 40+ club, Gen Z, if they make it there. You know, if they make it there. You know, you don't get any notifications about anyone lives or posts. Yeah, you got to make sure you're subscribed, you know, because sometimes YouTube be unsubscribed. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell because YouTube be removing y'all. You know, y'all got to make sure y'all subscribe. You know, y'all got to make sure y'all subscribe. That's, you know, and hit the notification bell because YouTube, they will remove y'all. I don't know why they doing that. Like I say, YouTube be playing with the channel. They be playing with the channel. But yeah, I'm gonna do another stream though. I might try to set something up. I might try to set something up later on. I'm trying to build up another commentary about something. But yeah, I was checking out Angry Man last night. He even did his stream about the 100 men versus the gorilla. He had me cracking up. He was going off on a chat. He was like, "Yo, Negroes, y'all really think y'all could take on a gorilla?" Yeah, that's ludicrous though. Ain't no 100 average men defeating no gorilla. That's some buffoonery. They ain't beat no damn gorilla. Ain't no 100 men beat no damn gorilla. Maybe if they had weapons, if they had blunt weapons and knives, but yeah, but they not beating no damn gorilla. 100 men barehanded, they ain't beat no gorilla. They not beating no daggone gorilla. I'm sorry. I don't care how good they is in martial arts. Even Mike Tyson can't beat a gorilla one-on-one. Y'all remember when Mike Tyson, when he, like in his prime, talking about he wanted to fight a gorilla? He was out his mind. I'm sorry, Mike Tyson. You one of the greatest boxers in American history, in world history, in fact. Not just American history, in world history. You one of the greatest boxers in world history, Mike Tyson. But I'm sorry, Iron Mike. One-on-one against a silverback gorilla, you're going to get ripped apart. It is what it is. You will get ripped apart. Yeah, your channel growing, huh, Naomi? They want you to do content, sister. That's what that is. They try. I bet you they still pressuring you to do content. They probably pressuring you to do content. That's what that is. You know. But yeah. That effect. But yeah, Mike Tyson, you ain't beat no gorilla. Even Bruce Lee couldn't beat no gorilla. I don't care how good they is. You only gonna see that in anime. That's why anime is over exaggerated. You only gonna see stuff like that in fiction. In reality, I don't care how good somebody is in martial arts, they not defeat no gorilla one-on-one. Not no 500-pound silverback gorilla. I'm sorry. With a bite force of 1,300 psi, that's stronger than a lion, y'all. I think even stronger than a bear. Even stronger than a bear. So that should tell you something right there. That should tell y'all something right there. Leave them gorillas alone. Leave them alone. Leave those gorillas alone, bro. Shucks, leave them damn gorillas alone. Yeah, I should come up with that one. Grizzly Bear versus 100 men. I see if it's gonna go viral. Now I'm just saying that. I'm telling you, I'm saying that right now. Some buffoon gonna probably beat me to it. And then, you know what? That's what I hate about YouTube. I'm bringing up the idea, just like you brought up the. I mentioned that last night on my stream about the 100 men versus a grizzly bear. Now, just think somebody will come across this stream, and next thing you know, they'll take that idea and they go viral instead of give me credit. That'll piss me the hell off. That'll piss me the hell off indeed. That will tick me the hell off. I'm telling you, I'm not being honest. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Okay, now, hey, I just subbed your channel. Lost. Yeah, I'm seeing your shorts now with the figures. Okay, I'm looking at your figures. Pycon and Anga. Okay, that's what's up. You got gaming content. Yeah, I just subbed you up, bro. Yeah, because I know you've been telling me about your channel, so I said, let me go see what your channel about. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I know Fortnite, that's the younger generation big game right there. Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, but I respect it though. Because that's their generation. That's the younger generation big hit, Fortnite. Just like how we had certain games we grew up on, us millennials. Every generation have they certain stuff they was into. Okay, Grand Theft Auto 5. You playing that GTA 5, yeah. Yeah, I just hit up your channel. I'm gonna have to watch some of these gaming streams. Dead by Daylight. Okay, that's a horror game. Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I'm checking out your channel. Yeah, see you play that Marvel Rivals, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but ain't no 100 men beating no gorilla. I don't care. I don't care how good they could fight. Like I said, it could be a 8th degree, a top tier black belt, a 9th degree black belt, a 10 degree, a 12 degree black belt. I don't know how high they go up for black belts, but even Shaolin monks ain't gonna be able to beat no gorilla. You get five of the best Shaolin monks. 5 of the best Shaolin monks. I'm serious. Get 5 of the best Shaolin monks and put them up against a silverback gorilla. Man, that gorilla gonna rip them Shaolin monks apart. Them gorillas gonna rip those Shaolin monks apart. I'm telling y'all. I don't care. They know all those secrets. They know all the techniques. The mantis style, tiger style, crane style. I don't care. That gorilla just gonna start welling on them and pounding on them, ripping them apart, throwing them like rag dogs. It ain't gonna. It's no contest. It's no contest. It's no contest. I'm serious. There's no contest. That gorilla gonna tear them Shaolin monks apart. And Mike Tyson in his prime talking about he want to fight a gorilla. Man, get out of here. I want to get in the ring with a gorilla. Shucks. Man, that gorilla would have tore Mike Tyson up. Oh, yeah, better leave them wild animals alone. Yeah, the youngins been subbing to me a lot. I've been lazy. I just been putting up shorts. I doze off, turning off my PS5. Yeah. You know, and they see, that's why I say, like in certain sectors of YouTube, they promote the big channels that's grandfathered in. You know, like the Mr. Beasts, the Kai Cenats, the Kenshin, you know, whatever his name, I forgot his name. Kenshin, you know, he a brother. But it's we still gotta deal with so-called ism in the gaming sector because they gonna promote the so-called pasty people channels, you know, because you gotta use code words on this damn platform. So I say there's ism in all sectors of YouTube. They will try to shadow ban the melanated people channel and promote the pasty people channels. They want the pasty people to be the forefront of certain sectors of YouTube. You know, the only way they're gonna build your channel up if you're a so-called melanated person, if you fit into the society norms. And I've been saying that. That's the only way. That's the only way. Yeah, so you got 103 subs, man. They want you to do content, but don't do content though. Like, don't let nobody, you know, I know you have a lot of people, they just watch YouTube and they get a lot of subscribers and they don't do content. They don't do content. Yep. When I hit, yeah, like when we hit 1,000, yeah, you can monetize your channel. Yeah, like I'm not against people monetizing their channel, you know. I got 100,000, my bad. Or you said 100,000, my bad. I thought you said 1,000, but if you hit 100,000, I ain't never selling out. I'm gonna start uploading more games I play on TikTok. And the games I've been playing a mobile game. Lately, I've been playing a lot of the AFK Journey. It's a one of them app games. It's an RPG game. I've been playing. I like that game. I've been playing the heck out of that as of lately. AFK Journey is a free downloadable game. You can download it on your phone. AFK Journey. I've been playing. I got a lot of games on my phone. I got Bubble Shooter. Some, you know, I even got the Marvel Champions. It's been a while since I played the Marvel Contest of Champions. I got about at least I got Monopoly on here too. It must have downloaded itself. I even got Monopoly Go. I got Monopoly on my phone. I didn't download Monopoly. That's crazy. Sometimes my phone be downloading games for me. I don't know why it does that. Y'all phone ever did that? Like sometimes it's like if your phone update, they'll download a game for you. I guess they want you to try out certain games. Yeah, my phone been doing that as a lately. It will download games that I even download myself. So I guess they want me to try it out. I got about at least 4 word search games on here. I got 4 word search games. I got 2 solitaires. I'm gonna have to remove some of these because I don't need 2 solitaire games. What the hell I need 2 solitaire games for? I got Homescapes, Garden. You see, most of these games I don't even play. The only game I've been playing as of lately on here on my phone was AFK Journey. I'm surprised I never downloaded Raid. You know that Raid game. It's an RPG game. That stuff I'm into too. Raid Shadow Legends. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm surprised I ain't downloaded that yet. Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. I was surprised I ain't download that. Yeah, I've been wanting to download that because that's a popular mobile game. Yep. Oh, your phone do the same thing, Rockstar? I figured it. I figured that. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to play that Monopoly because we used to play Monopoly, the board game, coming up as children. We used to play Monopoly. Monopoly was fun. You know the Monopoly Man. You know what the Monopoly Man represent? Y'all should know who the Monopoly Man really is. You know, the robber barons, the elite. Like each one of the elite families, they're the Monopoly men. Like the leaders of these elite families, they really the Monopoly men or Monopoly women. You know, but it's mostly the men because we know the patriarch of the family rules those elite families, the patriarchs. So yeah, man, I gotta get back on PlayStation Plus, bro. You know, like I say, with the bills and stuff going, I'm gonna have to get the low membership because I usually get the year membership. Like I say, man, you know, when the money right, I get back on PS5 or Plus when the money's right. But like I say, you know, when this economy bills, you know, you gotta pay them damn bills, you know, and then Uncle Sam be stealing from every our paycheck. Like I said, Uncle Sam is the real thief. Uncle Sam ain't nothing but a goddamn crook. Damn, we gotta pay taxes, state taxes, federal taxes. But the rich, they get tax breaks. Excuse me. I found that it's backwards. The rich get tax breaks, but the poor we don't. They give us more taxes. They penalize us more taxes. I don't do many lives. I know as I have more followers on TikTok and Facebook than here. Yeah, sometimes you gotta venture off. Now I have a Facebook account, but deactivated my Facebook account. It's like I got tired of Facebook. I call it Facebook. Yeah, no doubt he is the biggest drug dealer too. Like I said, he's the true criminal. The government is the true criminal. But yeah, I have a Facebook account, but I've been having that deactivated for going on a year probably. It's definitely over 5 months. It's definitely over 5 months. It's definitely, I want to say since last year, yeah, I had my Facebook deactivated. Since last year, I deactivated my Facebook account. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not missing anything on there. I'm sure I'm not missing anything on the Facebook thing. And they go to spam risk calling my phone right there. Damn spam risk. So say a spam risk call from Florida. Hey, there be something that's, oh yeah, there be some Rollo try to call. How you got my number, fool? This is for Winnie and Rollo. I know who you are, Moshe. Oh yeah, I know who you are. You want a new breed followers? Oh yeah. Like, man, how you got this? Are you an agent? Click, click. Yeah, it was a spam risk caller just now. He said Florida too. I kid you not, it's a spam risk caller. Matter of fact, I declined the call. It was a spam risk caller from Florida. Yeah. But the cost of living in Florida is expensive, though. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, New Breed, man. I was watching New Breed other channel last night. Man, he did that commercial roast with the cereal with Ringo. Like, man, that was too funny. I'm like, damn, they really pushed this man to the brink. He wanted peace, though. That's the crazy part about it. He tried to back away with peace, but they kept egging the man on. And now he making action figures about them dudes. He making cereal commercial, cereal ads. Yeah, man, it's a trip. Yeah. Yep. They trying to project they insecurities on New Breed. They want that man to fall. That's crazy. They want that man, they really want that man to get arrested. Talk about when they sort of showed the cops riding in his neighborhood. Yeah, yep. Most people, to be honest, man, most people just going there for the drama. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's just human nature, especially amongst Negroes. They just want that. They just want to go there for the drama. Because let me tell you something. The day that those brothers stop talking about New Breed, people ain't gonna watch their channels. I'm just telling the honest truth. They gonna fly the coop. They gonna go look for the next drama nest. See, people that love drama, they like birds. Like when a bird get tired of a certain nest, what a bird does, they migrate to a better living quarters and they build them a new nest. That's how these drama loving YouTubers are. When the drama died down in a certain sector, they go to the next drama nest. So that's what's gonna happen. If those content creators start talking about New Breed like that, they ain't gonna watch them channels. They not. Well, that's what you call them, brain lames and Rahul. Man, that's a first. They call them brain lames and Rahul. Yeah, he be cracking me up. Yeah, he have his moments too. Hassan Campbell, he be like, check your circle before it hurts you. That's true though. That saying he came up with, that's one of his famous sayings. Check your circle before they hurt you. That's true. That is none but the truth. But one thing you can't. He have a nice yard though. He take care of his yard. That's one thing I give Hassan Campbell. He take care of his children. He definitely take care of his children. And he take care of his yard. He be having his yard looking nice. He got his yard looking like the jungle gardens or something, like an exhibit. That's why I say I don't know why Hassan Campbell don't move to Texas. He could probably buy him a ranch, buy him some land, come to the south. He should move down south for Hassan Campbell. He don't have to move to Texas. He can move maybe to South Carolina or any other southern state, but mainly preferable probably Texas or one of the Carolinas maybe, and buy him some land because he got a lot of animals. He got dogs, he had lizards, he had fish. He got animals. I'm surprised he don't have a bird. I'm serious. I'm surprised he don't get him a bird. But he don't got more animals than Josh Turner though from Paranormal Roundtable. Shout out to those dudes. Josh Turner, Anthony and Tony. That's his nephews. I'll be watching them Paranormal Roundtable. Shout out to them. He got a whole ranch. he got like cats, dogs, pet pig. Josh be like, you come from my animals. You have to deal with me. Don't mess with my animals. Well, you gonna really feel my wrath if you mess with my animals. Yeah, some people love their animals, man, they pets. That is true. And he said, pray over your animals. Because these creatures, the reason why they're killing your pets is because you're not pleading the blood of Christ on your animals. That is true. Yeah, you can pray for your animals. You're supposed to pray for you pray for your children, you pray for your spouse. You're supposed to pray for your pets too. Plead the blood of Christ on your animals. If you're a farmer, you got cattle, you want to pray for your cattle. You pray that they don't be victims of the predators out there in the woods. You know what I mean by predators? The natural predators and the unnatural predators. What you mean the unnatural predators? Cryptids, supernatural beings. Yes, I said it. Oh man, that don't exist. Well, they believe you. Like somebody told it to Hassan Campbell. Somebody told Hassan Campbell. They said, I don't believe in the devil. And Hassan Campbell cut him off on that was in the lie. He's like, well, he believed your ass. Shit was funny when he said that. He was all Hassan. You don't believe in the devil, huh? Well, he believed in your ass, didn't And that is true. Just because a person don't believe in the supernatural, that doesn't mean the supernatural don't believe in the mortal, the material world. Shit. Yes, indeed. Yeah, RoboCop. I seen that. Yeah, they got RoboCop for free on a PS Store. Yeah, if I had, yeah, that's one of the good things having PlayStation Plus. But I gotta update my storage on my PS5 though, bro. I gotta get me an external hard drive. Or I really want to get one of them internal hard drives, them WD black hard drives, but them joke was expensive. Yeah, that goes for what goes for anything. These people say, "Oh, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the devil." Well, they believe in you. They definitely believe in you. Shit. You don't think the fallen angels? You don't think the devil believe in humanity? That's one of the reasons why he rebelled. That's one of the reasons why he rebelled, man, because he didn't want humans to rule this mortal realm, and that's why he had to corrupt the human race. He tempted Eve to get the forbidden knowledge. Then Eve went to Adam and, hey, you got to eat from this tree, get knowledge. Next thing you know, the fall of mankind. Broke PS5 hard drives and mother F. Yeah. But you know, they sell like the WD. It's called a WD black hard drive. Matter of fact, hold up a second. Let me Google the WD black hard. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's called Western Digital. That's the company. Western Digital is WD. It's not really it's a SSD. It's a SSD hard drive. It's not really hard to install. All you gotta do is like unplug your PS5, take it apart. They got videos on YouTube. They sell them at Best Buy, Walmart. And they got it. You want to get the one with the built-in heat sink. Okay, this one 3 something. Okay, it comes with the heat sink. Okay, they got one for $309. They kind of pricey. Now they 8 terabyte. That's the most expensive one. That 8 terabyte gonna be about at least $600 to $800. They got a Samsung one. But you could get any brand, but they say get the WD black. But Samsung, I'm sure the Samsung brand will work too. Matter of fact, let me see if I can share this with you. Hold up a second. Exactly. Yeah, they sell them. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The WD black. But yeah, Walmart, they just sell a 1T and a 2T. They don't have the 4T. Yeah, I'm telling you, the 8 terabyte, when they first came out, there was 8 something. There was almost $1,000, bro. When the 8T first came out, there was almost 1,000. Like I said, you're really paying for the name. That's all you're really doing. Yeah, it's been a while since I shared something. See, that's what they look like. Images. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, but they did that by design because let me tell you something. Sony knew they could have installed a 4T terabyte because these damn Sony. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now StreamYard want to pack up. Okay, I'm on Amazon right now. Do you think Trump gonna fold on them tariffs? Nah, he prideful. He ain't gonna fold. I don't think he's gonna fold. They might have to ask him to fold, to be honest. I think they're gonna ask him to be fold. They're gonna ask him to fold. He really don't want to fold. They're gonna ask him to fold. They're gonna ask him to fold. That's what's gonna have to end up happening. They're gonna have to ask him to fold. But due to his pride, he ain't gonna really want to fold. They're gonna have to ask him. Like maybe his advisors, you know, the Senate, the council, whatever, they might have to ask him to fold. They're gonna make him fold. They go be like, fold, Mr. President, you're gonna have to fold. We already paying normal taxes. Shit, now they coming with the tariffs. That's just gonna make stuff go up even more. Y'all can imagine you going to your local Walmart or grocery store or Publix or whatever, and you go in there and see a loaf of bread, $10 for a loaf of bread. Nah, man, you can imagine $10 for a loaf of bread, $8 for a carton of milk. You know, you go and get some ham. You know, a couple of packs of ham, that's gonna run you about $8 for, you know, you can't even fill a shopping cart no more with $100. Back in the 80s and 90s, you could take $100 and fill a shopping cart full of groceries like it was nothing. I remember when chips used to be 25 cents for a little bag of potato chips, and a can of soda water used to be 25 cents when we was children. We used to go to the corner stands, you know, we used to go walk to the stand where they sell the drive-through stands, you know, where they sell like soda waters. They sell everything, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, when you're in the hood, they got like the little drive-through stands that sell all kind of stuff. We used to walk there, and we could have. I never forget that our grandmother used to give us each $1. Me, my brother, and cousin, she used to give us each $1. And with $1, I could have buy either 4 bags of chips because they was 25 cents, or I could have get 4 cans of soda water. Yeah, you could have buy 2 potato chips and 2 canned soda waters or sodas. You can't do that today. A can of soda water costs you $1.50 or $1 or $1 or $1.50 in certain stores for a can of soda water. You know, they start charging people $2 for a can of soda water. That's when you know it's a problem. That's when we're gonna have a major problem. That's when it's gonna be a major problem. I'm not paying $2 for no can of soda water. I'll be better going to the Dollar Tree and get me a can of Arizona tea for $1.25. Ain't nothing wrong shopping at Dollar Tree. Shucks, they be having some good stuff in the Dollar Tree. Snacks, you know, they got food. They sell frozen food. I remember I brought some salmon from Dollar Tree. I kid you not. I brought a bag of salmon from Dollar Tree. And when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. They actually sold a pack of salmon. Fish, I'm talking about salmon, at the Dollar Tree. It was $5. Now, of course, it was just 3 small pieces. It wasn't like a big bag of salmon, but it was a bag of salmon. You had like 3 pieces in there, and they sell it for $5 at the Dollar Tree. I couldn't believe that. At a dollar store selling salmon. They say some Dollar Generals sell meat. They sell packs of meat at certain Dollar Generals. As a matter of fact, if you go on Main Street, where I stay at, if I go down the road on Main Street and I keep traveling down on Main Street, there's a dollar store. They call it a dollar store market. It's green. It's like a green building. They sell packs of meat up. I'm gonna have to go up in there one day. I have to go up in there and see how it is in there, just to go take a ride over there. That's on the west side of town. In the city I live in, that's on the west side of town. They got a Dollar General. They sell packs of meat. They call it a Dollar General market. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I remember, man. That was a day. You know, I was a child back. That was like when I was still in elementary school. Yeah, I was still in I was like I want to say like in fourth. Yeah, I was in fourth, fifth grade. Like summer times used to be off the chain because like most of the times we would spend our summers at our grandmother's house. Me, my brother, and cousins. You know, our grandmother used to watch us while our parents go to work. Yeah, we used to spend a lot of our time at our grandmother on my daddy's side. Sometimes we'd spend time at our grandmother on my mama's side. But that was like for weekends. But most of the time we was on at her house. Yeah.
At her house in New Iberia, Louisiana. Is there something specific you'd like to know or do there?
What the hell? That's Gemini. That's the Google Gemini. I didn't ask for your opinion. That's crazy. Y'all heard that, huh? Hey, that AI is off the chain. That AI is off the chain. I accidentally pressed I guess Gemini and it heard my voice. It's them people listening. Yeah. Oh well, they can listen all they want. I don't care. Like I say, privacy is a thing of a past anyway. Privacy is a thing of a past anyway. Mm-hmm. Shit, after I get off of this stream, I might fire up a gaming stream for all I care. Shit. Yeah, go on my other channel, do a gaming stream probably. You never got to meet your granddads? Same here. Yeah, like I don't know my granddad on my mama's side. I knew of my great grandfather on my own daddy's side. You don't trust no smart devices? Yeah, like I say, all them iPhones, smartphones, you know, it's all the same thing. Even the Google phones. I won't definitely get no Google phone. You know, I don't know how them Google phones is, but I still rock with Samsung. Yep, there's no privacy. Exactly. There's no privacy. Ain't no privacy. It's a thing of a past. That's why I say, you know, it's like it is what it is. I noticed that a lot of these restaurants I've been seeing these articles, a lot of restaurants closing their doors, filing for bankruptcy. Man, because things too expensive. And you see, that's gonna hurt the food industry. These tariffs, these so-called tariffs, that's gonna hurt the restaurant industry. Because if stuff going, because we know the majority of the food they get, like the products, ingredients they get from overseas, they get a lot of food from overseas. So that's gonna hurt the restaurant industry. So that's gonna force some of these small restaurants to close down. Even the big mainstream chains, they might have to close a few restaurants down. But food don't taste the same no more. Even the snack foods like the Little Debbie's, the Twix, the Reese's, even ice cream, they don't taste how they used to taste back in the 90s and 2000s, the early 2000s. I mean, when you ate your favorite snack food, when you ate food back then, you felt it gave you energy. You felt alive when you ate certain food. It did something to your taste buds back then. When you ate your favorite food, it lit up your taste buds. Like when I was a child, and every time my mom used to order Little Caesar pizza for us, Little Caesar was so good. That smell of the crazy bread, when we used to go up in there, smell that crazy bread while they baking that crazy bread. So much nostalgia. I'll never forget. You would like used to have this little shopping center. It's still there. It's called Nanyap Village. Back in the 90s, that's where the Walmart used to be before it became a super center. You had Walmart used to be there. You You had a Burger King. You had Little Caesars. You had Blockbuster. I mean, the 90s was off the chain, man. I'm sorry. The 90s was off the chain. I feel sorry for Gen Z not able to experience the 90s. I'm being honest. And I know they may look at stuff from the 90s as lame. Some of them may say, oh, y'all millennials, y'all not cool. Well, it is what it is. Shit. We had the awesome childhood growing up in the 90s. I mean, Friday nights, my mother, she used to rent movies. We had movie nights, pizza night, fried chicken, all the Popeyes chicken, and then she'll cook, on Sundays, or Saturdays. Sometimes my daddy, he'll cook during the weekdays, I mean, man, 90s was off the chain, Birthday parties, it was cool going to birthday parties. I bet you even birthday parties don't feel the same no more these days. Even birthday parties was off the chain back then. They don't even feel out of place today. Birthday parties, even the so-called holidays. I don't celebrate the holidays, but to those who celebrate them, man, that's their business, But yeah, anything in society don't feel the same. It just feels so bland. It feels bland and out of place. It just feels bland and tasteless. And that's with the food, the culture, and society. I guess because of the moral decline problem. The moral decline. Oh, let me charge my laptop. The battery getting low. There you go. Good thing I got a plug right there. Gen Z just had to been there. Gen Z don't know what they miss. And I feel for them because all they know is the internet. All they know is social media. They live most of their life online. Then you see, at least we had a chance to live real life. We had no choice because they made us go outside and play. Like I say, us millennials, we just experienced like the mid-tier internet. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they got the high tier internet. It's full effect now. It's like it's part of life now. Every household in America got access to the internet. The majority of people, if you got a phone, you got access to the internet. Because most phone plans today, you got infinite data. Because before it had those type of plans, unlimited data, you had certain data plans, and you run out your data, they'll charge you. It's not like that no more. Most they'll even tell you, so you better get the unlimited data plan. Because I'm with AT&T. That's who I'm enrolled with, AT&T. I've been with them. I've been with AT&T for a long time. Since I got my first cell phone. I want to say my second cell phone, correct. My second cell phone. My first cell phone was a track phone. Ain't no shame here. My first cell phone I purchased, it was a track phone, a prepaid track phone. My second phone was an LG flip phone. That was my first contract phone. It was a flip phone, an LG flip phone. And then after that, I got a Samsung S3. And then I want to say after that, I think after that I got the S3. The S7. Yeah, I got the S7 after that. And then the current phone I got right now is a Samsung S23 Ultra. I'm probably not going to get a new upgrade probably till when the S27 come out. That's how I roll. Where we at right now, we at the S25. We're at the Samsung S25. We're at the S25 right now. So I might not get this because, I'm still paying on this phone. So once I pay this phone out, I'll get my money's worth out of my phone. I don't believe in upgrading. As soon as the new upgrade come out, I got to get the latest. It's really the same thing. You see, people don't understand that, though. People don't understand. They figure they got to get the new upgrade. Don't realize it's the same thing. It's just maybe they might got extra features. But over time, those same features they going to install on your previous phone. Because the S23 Ultra I got right now, it just updated the other day. And the whole layout is different. I got the layout of the new Samsung phone. Real talk. I got the new layout. like the app bubbles. They look just like the new Samsung phone. Now, I may not have some of the features of the S25, like the extra stuff, but eventually it's gonna come to this phone. So I don't be tripping on these phone upgrades like that. You remember the BlackBerry phone? That was a big thing back in the early 2000s, like the early and mid 2000s. You had the BlackBerry, and you had those phones that you could have used like a walkie-talkie. Can you hear me now? Yeah, man, I'm coming right there to the Circle K. You know what I'm talking about? You had those phones. You could have used it like a walkie-talkie. They not popular like that no more. You know, you used to have the walkie-talkie phones. Man, them Negroes, they used to really get into that. Man, I'm coming down the block, man. Man, where you at? Can you hear me now? Them little walkie-talkie phones. Yep. Yeah. Boost Mobile Chirp. Yeah, I think that's what it was called, a Boost Mobile Chirp. Yeah, you could have used it like a walkie-talkie. Like, can you hear me now? Yeah, BlackBerry was hot. It was like a little typewriter. You had the little typewriter on there. Yep. And then you had the Razr phone. Now Gen Z, if Gen Z will see somebody with a flip phone, they'll laugh at you. They so ignorant. They'll laugh at a person with a flip phone. They'll probably call them a dinosaur. You know, just like us millennials, if we would see some, like us millennials, when we first got a Razr phone or a flip phone, we see somebody with a big old block cell phone, we'll call them a dinosaur. Them big old block cell phones from the 90s, them old brick, look like a damn brick. Them old big old cell phones, satellite phones. But your future cell phone is going to be holographics. You know, just how we could scroll on our apps, it's going to be holographic images, like you see in Star Wars or science fiction movie. That's going to be in the far future. I say distant future. I'll give it about maybe another 5-10 years. Who knows? In 2030, you're going to have holographic phones. I'm just saying in 2030, we might have holographic phones. You're about to get a landline phone. Yeah, some people use landline. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, some people still use landline. They still use landline, and I don't knock them for that. As a matter of fact, my parents, they got rid of their landline phone. My parents, I still got my house phone number. I told my mom I'm gonna keep it on there for memory's sake, you know, because that been matter of fact, that was the first phone number I had to memorize when we was children. My house phone number. Yep, I still got our old house phone number on there, even though they got rid of it. So I'm gonna just keep it for memory's sake. Yep, keep it for memory's sake. Yep, once the cell phone go down, landlines will still work. Exactly. It's like if they was to destroy the power grid. I always say that on previous live streams. If you ever watch the post-apocalyptic movies, the main character or hero, what kind of car they drive? They drive an outdated car that run on gas. If the power grid was to get destroyed, all them electronic cars, they're not gonna work. People gonna be looking for old amount of cars that run on gas. I'm talking about cars from like previous decades. Yep. Man, remember the days phone chatting all night with women? That's that. Like I say, back then, relationships was, you felt the romance in relationships back then. It's not like that today, you know. Like falling asleep with a woman on the phone, you know, y'all talking about nonsense and all types of stuff, you know, random time. Next thing you know, y'all falling asleep on the phone. You don't get that these days. You know, you have a higher percentage chance of getting ghosted, whether you're a man or woman, because you know you got men that ghost women too. Ain't just women ghosting men, you got men ghosting women too. It's like, that's why I did this commentary about it's better to be alone than betrayed, you know, because society is so, people putting on masks, you know. That should be the next commentary I'll do about ghosting, how people ghosting each other and how it affect mental health. That's gonna be a future commentary about ghosting, about the topic of ghosting and how it's messing with people's mental health. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, Loss. Thank you, brother. You just gave me the idea for the next commentary. I'm gonna have to write that down. Matter of fact, let me write that down in my notes on my phone. I gotta make use of that. Let me go to my notes. There we go. Future stream. Let's see. All right. Number one. Yeah, I see I was gonna talk about the damn false masculinity coaches. Okay, and you said you gave me the idea about ghosting, yeah. How ghosting is affecting people's mental health. Yeah, so that's two ideas right there. Two future commentaries. I'm gonna have to write it up and and set it up. That's right. Yeah, all praises. All praises. Yeah. Yeah, I ghosted a few before and I got ghosted by them, But I think the women that what really stings, you be into a woman and she ghosts you and she ghosts you, and you find out, you try to shoot your shot, y'all may start off as talking as friends, right? And she just see you as a friend, and she'll ghost you and deal with a no good son of a gun, and then come back into your life to cry on your shoulder, trying to use you as an emotional tampon, man. That sucks. That sucks. A lot of men going through that. A lot of men going to experience that. Yeah, things were so real back then. That's why I say everything in the 80s and 90s felt real. Like I always bring up my Uncle Roland. Like it was mainly on Sundays. He had a cookout. My Uncle Roland, he had a barbecue cookout. It was a family cookout. Like him and some of his relatives or in-laws, they'll buy barbecue. Like he'll probably buy certain meats, or somebody will bring certain goods and they'll cook. And they'll rent movies. And we'll watch movies while they barbecuing. I never forget that. It was like mostly on Sundays. Sometimes he'll do it on Saturdays, but it was mainly on Sundays. He'd have a Sunday cookout. It was a barbecue. That was the times. I mean, so much memories. Sometimes my mama does it. My mom and dad, they have something at our house. Yep. That was memories right there. Good memories. Had the music playing, adults, they was drinking, they was playing cards. Us children, we was running around, getting into mischief, or we was inside playing Nintendo, Genesis, or Super Nintendo back in the 90s. Because PlayStation didn't come out till 95. That's when I was exposed. I want to say I was exposed to PlayStation at Sears. That was my PlayStation journey. It started in Sears in the mall. I kid you not. That's where I started my PlayStation journey in Sears in the Acadiana Mall in Lafayette, Louisiana. The first PlayStation game I was exposed to was Twisted Metal. Shout out to the Twisted Metal franchise. They need to bring that back. That got me hooked. We used to play the Twisted Metal demo back in Sears in the mall. I'll never forget that. I was like, man, what kind of game this is? A car combat game. You had an ice cream truck. You had an 18. I'm like, man, this is something different. I never played nothing like this before. Next thing you know, I'm hooked. Me and my brother, we hooked. Me and my brother and cousins, man, that was part of our childhood, playing Twisted Metal on PlayStation. And like I said, out of the franchise, Twisted Metal 2 is the GOAT. That's the GOAT of the Twisted Metal franchise. 3 and 4 was the weakest of the franchise. I didn't like Black was okay, but I didn't like Black because it was too dark. All the characters, all the drivers, they was mental patients. They was in a psych ward. They was crazy. It was too dark. Twisted Metal Black. Now Head On, what I liked about Twisted Metal Head On, they kind of went back to their roots. It kind of reminded me of Twisted Metal too. You know. So that's what I think they should do. They should revamp the Twisted Metal franchise, go back to their roots. Like have it more like Twisted Metal 2. You can still have some of the new drivers and vehicles from the newer games, but have the classic drivers and vehicles like Mr. Grimm, Spectre, Thumper, Crimson Fury, Pit Viper. Bring back Darkseid, bring back the original Darkseid, I'm just saying. But yeah, PlayStation 1 was the GOAT. I mean, you had a lot of selection of games. You had a whole library of games. But the gaming industry today, man, it's man. It's all about the almighty dollar today. The more years that went by, the more things changed for the worse. I know. We used to stay out like 5 in the morning with our parents. Yeah, I never played the Manhunt game, but I remember the Manhunt game. I want to play Manhunt. You see, that's one of the games I want to play back in the PS2 eras. I didn't have a chance to play, because, so much games was coming out. But I want to play the Manhunt game. Yeah. But I think you could get it on PlayStation Network, though, Manhunt. But the game I've been playing as of late was Rogue Galaxy. It's an RPG. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna get into that later on. Play that Rogue Galaxy. It's I think it came out like in 2006. Rogue Galaxy on PlayStation 2. It's a Japanese RPG, JRPG, about some space pirates. You got a cool cast of characters on there, Main character is a human space pirate named Jaster Rogue, Not the Manhunt game. The Manhunt when friends outside. Oh, okay. We talking about a real game. Okay, like something like hide and seek or something. I thought you was talking about the Manhunt video game. Yeah, I mean, Niners was off the chain, And that's one thing about time and decades, Once you go through certain time and decades, it's just like a feint of a dream. If I could hit it that way, it's like a feint of a dream. It's like you cherish the moment, you go through it, you experience it, and next thing you know, it's behind you. And you're not going to see that no more. You're just going to have the memories and reminiscences of it. Like I said, you had buffoonery in the 90s, but you still had that sense of community too back then. You don't have that. Everything is individual. Everybody, it's like Detroit, that's why I had to do this commentary. It's like everybody is, it's like ever since the so-called event that happened in 2020, everybody just been on edge. Everybody been on edge. And I think these mad scientists, they brewing something up in their lab. They trying to create another biological weapon. Because you got to watch what you say on these platforms. You can't say certain things. You got to watch what you say, You got to watch what you say. You got to speak in cold words and all that, And then some people going to Rumble. I'm gonna have to go be curious and see what Rumble about. Just go see what's going on Rumble. Because I heard, man, they say there's no holds barred on Rumble. They say they let people say what the heck they want on that. And you see, that's a double-edged sword. That's a double-edged sword because you're gonna have some of these so-called pasties on there, these pasty supremacists. They gonna really say what they feel about melanated people. Kind of like Reddit. Reddit is toxic. It all depends what thread you go into on Reddit. There's always crazy people on it. I mean, the internet, you see the worst of humanity on the internet. Straight up. I mean, when people say all kind of hateful stuff towards somebody, that's what's been on their heart, on their mind. They laugh. You know, like in the Hebrew tongue, to laugh. How you say heart. Man, I'm on Rumble right now. It's kind of like YouTube, the layout. You got UFC, finance, leaderboards, vlogs, crypto, go ad free. They even got shorts on Rumbles. I mean, it's just like you got people having their gaming. You could do live streams on Rumble. What? That's what's up. Now, I'm sure he's probably not going to get a lot of views like YouTube, you know, because most of the world is still gravitating towards YouTube. Okay, I'm just on Rumble. I'm just being curious. But I'm sure it's toxicity on here too. That's on all social media platforms. Even before 2020, people was off, but 2020 was a division of those who are aware and got a mind to think for themselves and those who don't think for themselves. Exactly. Yep, it's like the NPCs, the so-called NPCs, they lost. But the ones that self-aware, yep, it's a great divide. It's like the NPCs, they be quick to gaslight those who are aware and say something that's wrong with the people that's aware. But in reality, it's the people that's not aware got the problem because they don't want to be aware of what's going on. They don't want to be aware of what's going on, so they want to gaslight those. Like I said, and another thing, we live in a time that they don't value intelligence no more. American society don't value intelligence. They will call you an elitist. They would think they'll try to say, "Oh, you better than us because you thinking out the box," you know. So they're trying to shame you. They'll call you everything, but they can't call you a liar, especially if you're exposing what's going on. They can't call you no damn liar, but they'll call you all kind of stuff, but a child of the Most High. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. And that's another thing. Yeah, that snake bite, that mess relationships up too, the snake bite. Say if you didn't get the so-called snake bite and your so-called girlfriend got it, you know, she'll be like, "Oh, I can't deal with you since you didn't get the snake bite." Or if you try to tell her don't get it, and she get it, and you just have to cut her loose. I mean, like I said, that whole so-called pandemic, it divided families up. It divided a lot of people up. You know? And that's what they wanted too. That's what the powers that be wanted. They wanted to shake up society like that. They wanted to shake up society. Nah, don't take them back. Nah, But yeah, you know, that's why I'm speaking of Grand Theft Auto. You know, Rockstar pushed Grand Theft Auto 6 back to 2026. I don't know if I'm sure you knew about that. I saw that on one of them posters on YouTube. You know, a lot of fans got mixed feelings about it. They pushed Grand Theft Auto 6 back to 2026. Me, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it. I think it should come out next year, 2026. Hopefully we get Elder Scrolls 6 too. You know, because man, we've been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 to drop. I heard recently Rockstar is playing. But yeah, allegedly it's starting at $100. Shit, that's not gonna stop people from buying Grand Theft Auto 6. They claiming it's gonna be starting at $100. Gee, they're gonna still have a lot of sales because they've been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 to drop. I figure that. Shit, you buy it for $100. I already know. Shit, you ain't doing a lot of people gonna pay. But I'm seriously about to go back to playing Xbox. People banning people for liking for stupid stuff. What, they banning people? Well, I don't usually play most of the games online on PlayStation. What they banning you for? Like, what, you cussing people out or something? Because I know YouTube, they pit me, they silence my comments for 24 hours for cussing out an NPC on there. in Sean James chat, I cuss out one of them NPCs, and they talk about, I guess they must have reported me. Or if you beat them in a game, for what? Just because you might be better than them in a certain game, why they don't rage quit then? That's what they got rage quitting for. Oh, that's petty. They report you, so they accusing you of cheating. In other words, they accuse you of cheating, and that's what I get out that comment. That's what I get out that comment you just posted. Bro, people report me if I kick their ass. So in other words, they accusing you of cheating, and you're not. It's a skill issue they got there. Like they like to say, skill issue. They got a skill issue. So basically, they not good, and you might be better than them, and you beat them, and they gonna report you. Man, that's petty. Just rage quit or don't play online at all. Shit, somebody whip my tail online, and I get tired of me losing. I'm not gonna play online. I'm just like, man, I'm like, to hell with this bullshit, man. I'm going to play the normal mode. I got told I'm cheating after a dude wrote me first. That must be some children. There gotta be some children doing that to your loss. That can't be grown adults. If that's men in their 30s and 40s doing that, they need to be neutered. Yeah, I said it and I meant it. Like Hassan said it, I said it and I meant it. If that's grown ass men in their 30s and 40s doing that to you, bro, they need to have their nuts snipped. They need to be neutered. You know, they need to be neutered. Because if take your loss like a man. There gotta be children doing that. There gotta be at least some 12 years old, 10 years olds doing that. If that's adults doing that to you, bro, shame on them. Are you serious, grown men? Come on, bro. Oh, that's pathetic. Man, I'll give them a pass if there was some children, because I expect children to get in there, get all emotional and pouty like that. But grown men in their 20s and 30s, hell no, man. That's pathetic. Moshe, don't forget to watch the movie The Black Cowboys on Netflix. Or The Black Cowboys? Okay. I have to check that out. The Black Cowboys. You ain't talking about that movie with Idris Elba, huh? The Harder They Fall, because I've seen that before. It's called The Harder They Fall. That was a good Western movie. All black cast. It's called The Harder They Fall. Yeah, it came out in 2021. The Harder They Fall. You had Jonathan Majors in there. Sassy Beats, RJ Siler. You know, it had an all-star black cast in there. You know, you even had Bass Reeves in that movie, the legendary Bass Reeves. But yeah, back to what you was saying though, the Black Cowboys on Netflix. Let me see. Oh, I think we talking about Concrete Cowboy? Yeah, I saw that before. That was a good movie. Yeah, that's what you must be talking about, Naomi, the Concrete Cowboy. I think you're talking about that one. Yeah, that's when they was riding them horses in the urban area, the Concrete Cowboy. That came out in 2020. But that's crazy though. You got 20, 30-year-olds doing that. Like I said, I give them a pass if they was under a child, you know, a minor doing that, because you can expect children to do that, but that's grown adults doing that. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, I saw the Concrete Cowboy. That was a good movie with Idris Elba. Mm-hmm. To say he's from England, he played the hell out of you'd think he's from the States. You know, he played them parts good. You'd think he's from the States, but he was born in England, Idris Elba. He played a good villain too. He played the hell out of a villain. You can't see Naomi? I don't think nobody blocked or anything. I can see y'all. I can see y'all texts. I can see all y'all comments. I don't know what's going on. Shucks. Maybe that. Let me try that. I don't know. Can you see it now? But yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, like I said, if you want to play games online, I've been having the same issues in y'all chat. I can't see some other people's text. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube be tripping. YouTube be tripping. I don't know. Yeah, it gotta be YouTube. But yeah, back to what you was talking about though. That's sad though. That's sad. You got grown people gonna report you to PS Network because you beat them fair and square on an online match. Man, like I said, that's what they got rage quitting for. Just hang up, just put the remote down. Just put the remote down, you know. That's why I don't play them games online. Like them PvP, they call it PvP, PvE. I don't play that shit. You know. If I'm gonna play games online, it's gonna be either to team up with somebody to defeat a damn boss, you know, do a co-op. I do that. I play co-op. But versus and all that, man, because you know we all got egos. Let's keep it a buck. We all got egos. That's just human nature. And if we lose about 5-7 matches in a row, we're gonna feel salty. I'm just keeping it a buck. We're gonna feel salty. We're gonna feel salty. We might want to break something. We might want to rage quit. That's what a lot of people be rage quitting. You know, Tekken, they was trying to crack down on that rage quitting. Man, to hell with Bandai Namco. I ain't playing no Tekken online. You know, I don't got time to master Tekken. I'm a casual player. When fighting games, I'm a casual player. You know, like when they be going to these fighting game tournaments, man, that's people that play that game for hours. They got no life. You know, they be on the game 12 hours a day mastering them certain characters on Tekken. I don't got all day to do that. Shit, hell no. Look at my community from like a few months ago. You see people be tripping. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Yep. But yeah, that's crazy though. They gonna report you. How the hell you cheat? You gotta hack the game to cheat. You gotta program the game to cheat. It's like we don't have Game Sharks no more. You can imagine we still had Game Sharks today. They'd really be feeling salty. Because I remember, man, I used to have a Game Shark for my PlayStation 1. I had a Game Shark. You could have used cheat codes. It used to hack your game. You could have cheat. Yeah, I never forget that. I had a Game Shark. You had to like connect it at the back of your PlayStation. It was called a Game Shark. I miss them days. I'm not gonna lie, I miss them days. Tips and tricks when you had the cheat codes. I miss them days. I really do. Now they cheat us. The games cheat us now. What I mean by that, the games cheat us. They make the games difficult. They come out with some bullshit bosses. One shot. I hate that shit. That make you feel like your effort is for nothing. You upgrade your character, you go fight a boss, and next thing you know, you get one shot it. Hello, Elden Ring, or any Souls-like game. and a producer, all he gonna say is get good. That's all he gonna say. Well, I'll be like, man, to hell with you then, bro. I'm not just gonna play your game. Shit. I'm gonna play games that I can relax to. Games supposed to be relaxing, not difficult. And that's the issues I have today in modern gaming. They want to make some of these games too complex. You know, they want to make some of these games too goddamn complex. And that's not cool. You know, because imagine you coming home from you probably had a rough day on the job. You want to play, you put on a game, you want to relax. You don't want to deal with another difficult game. Next thing you know, you're stressed out, you're frustrated, you want to destroy something. You want to throw a glass across the living room. I'm just using that for example. Or you might want to kick rocks. You might want to, punch a hole in the wall because the game ticking you off. Nah, man, game's not supposed to be like that. It's bad enough we got to deal with so much stuff in life already as men and women in this so-called Western society. And we don't want to put on an Xbox or PlayStation on the Nintendo Switch just to get more frustrated. What the hell wrong with some of these game developers, man? I think some of these game developers, man, they some massive sadists, real talk. I think they some massive sadists, some masochist sadists, whatever you call it. Them type of people that thrive off of people suffering or they like to feel pain. Bunch of sickos. I'm serious. I think some of these game developers, man, they some massive sadists, some masochists and sadists. Especially the people that create the Souls games, because I know they get a kick out. I bet you they get their rocks off seeing people raging, quitting on Elden Ring and Dark Souls, like the developers of them games. I bet you they get their rocks off to that shit. Because they some masochists and some sadists. Only a masochist and a sadist gonna design a game difficult like that. And I'm being honest. Only a masochist and a sadist going to design a game that's difficult like that. That's just my opinion. Take it how you want it. We all got opinions, Yeah, that's true. I think today it starts today, bro. The Diddy trial starts today. Is the 5th. Man, yeah, today is May 5th. The Diddy trial starts today. Yeah, the Diddy trial starts today. Today is May 5th. So yeah, I wonder how that is going to go down. I wonder how long that trial going to be. I want to know who's going to testify against Diddy. That's going to be interesting to see who testify against him. There be some 50 Cent go over there and testify. We already know Cassidy, she going to testify against him. Rightfully so. She should testify against him because he ruined that young woman's life. He ruined her life, Cassidy. He ruined her. So it's over for Diddy. He going down. And I think he gonna take some other people down with him too. Diddy. He gonna probably try to take some people down with him because he don't want to go down by himself. So he feel he gotta take some other people down with him as well. You think he's gonna go free? I'm gonna say it's probably, in my opinion, my honest opinion, I want to say it's probably a 50% chance. It's a 50% chance he'll go free, but I doubt it. I'll give him a 50% chance. I'll give him about a 50% chance. Yeah, sadists and psychopaths get pleasure out of hurting and humiliating us. Exactly. That's what you got going on in the society. Yeah, I think some of these game developers, they do that. That's why they make these games frustrating and challenging, like the Souls-like game. And I hate when other gaming developers take that formula. If I had a gaming studio and somebody say, "Oh, let's make this game like a Souls-like game," I'm firing them on the spot. There's no question. I'm gonna fire them on the spot. I'm gonna fire their asses on the spot. If I had a gaming company and a gaming studio and somebody on a gaming development team say, "Oh, let's make the game like a Souls-like game," what you said, motherfucker? You're fired. Get out of here. You go if you want to make that Souls bullshit, that difficult shit. You go to Japan. You go to Japan. You go to Japan or whatever company that design them type of games. You know, you got to respect the audience. You got to respect what time you live in. We live in the age of the casual gamer. And that goes for RPG games too. We don't have time to grind on these RPG games, you know. If you want to make the leveling up system, make the grinding faster. You know, because this is not the 80s and 90s. This is not the 90s and 2000s no more. We live in a society that things gotta be, you know, people want things fast paced. You know, and especially for the younger generation. Most gamers are casual. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You got a lot of casual games, and they don't have time to be grinding on these games, you know, because they got lives, they got families. Some people got families. Some people work 2-3 jobs and stuff. But enough about that. Let's talk about Diddy. Let's get back to the Diddy buffoonery. But I think he have a 50% chance of being free. But I think he gonna face some time. He gonna do some time. He gonna do some time. He gonna do some time. Yeah, he gonna do some time. Ninja guy, yeah, that's true. Yeah, my cousin told me that when I told my cousin about Elden Ring, he said, "Man, cuz you forgot Ninja Gaiden was there before the Souls." Got like, yeah, you know, I had to think. Yeah, he was right because I cracked the disc of Ninja Gaiden one. I kid you not. Ninja Gaiden on PS3, I cracked that disc. I got so frustrated, I cracked the disc. I told that to my cousin, he started laughing. I said, "Yeah, I cracked that disc." I think that's the only gaming disc I ever cracked in my life so far. I got so frustrated, I cracked the damn disc. Yep, I cracked the hell out of that game. Yeah, hey, that's why I don't. Yep, yeah. You see, times is different, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. It is true. They talked about that on the Boondocks, the Xbox killer. What they call him, the Xbox Madden killer. Every time he'll lose to somebody on a Madden, he'll shoot him. The Xbox killer. Hey, but that's sad though. Yeah, these YNs, man, they so emotional. You know, they so damn emotional, man. They'll pull a damn Drake. They want to get the Draco out on you. How they say the Draco, just for even it don't matter if you're beating them in Madden, even if you beat them in Dragon Ball Z or anime game. Oh man, that's my first loss. And don't be playing for money. Don't play for money. They gonna demand that you give them their money back. If not, they gonna want to pull a damn iron on you, you know, and take you out. And next day, you know, they gonna go make a damn song about it. You know, they're gonna make a damn drill song about it. Yep, I cracked that Ninja Gaiden disc. Man, I say to hell with this damn game. Man, I took that thing, I ejected out the PS3. I kid you not. I ejected out the PS3. I was like, man, to hell with this game. Cracked the hell out that disc. Shit, just like you could go online and watch people crashing out on them Souls game, busting up their remotes, hitting their damn, destroying their laptops. But ain't nothing funny like watching office workers crash out. Like, just go type in office workers crash out on YouTube. How people be bringing, you know, messing up the damn office workers crashing out. That's hilarious. But it's sad at the same time too, because they working in them cubicles does something to their mental health, I guess. Yep. No way. This school decided to crash out room. What the heck?
This guy's school has a crash out room where people can go to crash out.
Are you serious?
Would you use this? This guy's school has a crash out room where people can go to crash out.
Man, they got like a crash out booth in that school. It's like it look like a phone booth, but it don't have a phone in it. They call it a crash out room. Man, are you freaking serious? This school installed a crash out room. That's crazy.
Would you use this? This guy's school has a crash out room where people can go to crash out. Would you use this?
Oh Lord. It might be therapeutic. I think jobs should install crash out rooms. They should have that at jobs, a crash out room. They need to incorporate that. If you're having a frustrated day, go in a crash out room. Go in a little booth. It's like a little, it's built like a, almost like a porta potty or phone booth, and go in there and just start till you cool down. Your brother broke your PS5, 4 PS5 controls over again. He must got some money then, because them PlayStation 5 controllers expensive. He broke 4 PlayStation 5 controllers. Them controllers run at about at least $70 to $80. How you gonna break a PS5 remote? He must have really was pissed off to break a PS5 remote. They kind of stirred it to me, the PS5. Maybe because I'm more patient now. You know, I'm surprised I didn't, because I know better. As you get older, you get wiser. You know your time, money is already tough. Bills, you got bills to pay. You say, I can't really afford to be breaking no damn remote. Shit, hell no. Can't break no damn remote. Oh yeah, them remotes be running you at least $70 to $80. And that's Sony doing that, because let me tell you something. Back in the PS2 and PS3 days, we didn't have that issue because we could have bought a knockoff PlayStation controller, but Sony, they put a monopoly on that. Because something like, remember the company like Mad Catz? You had the Mad Catz controllers for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. If you didn't want to buy the Sony remotes, you could have bought a knockoff from other companies. But I think Sony, they put a stop to that. Them damn pricks. They some pricks for that. That's some damn pricks for that. They gonna put a stop on that when you had other companies making knockoff for the PlayStation remotes and selling them for cheaper. Because Sony wants you to pay them for their expensive ass remotes. Don't say no to the Panther. Never say no to the Panther.
Just you know what.
What the hell? Panther. That's a foreign remote, foreign commercial. You knocked the TV down in the hospital. Uh-oh. Damn, he unplugged his IV machine. Panther cheese, okay. Some damn Panther cheese. That's a crazy panther. You knocked over their shopping cart. That's a crazy commercial. Now he's stomping on their groceries. Get one. Daddy said, get one. Get more. I told him to get some more. Never say no to panther.
Let me put you onto something. No, but seriously, this is something a lot of people sleep on. Well, we actually overturned it.
That's crazy, man. That's a crazy commercial. Never say no to the panther. That panther, man, just because they didn't want to buy the cheese, he'll destroy their stuff. That's crazy. People, I bet you people ain't gonna never see. Looking at panthers, they always want to say, "Oh, a panther bear is all cute and cuddly." Hell no, a panther still can mess you up. A panther bear, they still can mess you up. They still a wild animal. Yeah, in the early 2000s, yeah, they used to be crazy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Fighting the DMV, man. It's crazy. Oh, knock his ass out. It's always the loud one's weak. There you go. Knock his ass out. The dude tried to walk away from him, but he kept egging him on, so he just started swinging on him. I don't blame you. I'm watching it on my phone. Yeah, I'm watching it on my phone. That's crazy. That's what you say. Man, he dropped that mother trucker, man. He dropped his ass. Rightfully so. All that talking. It's always the ones that's loud talking be getting dropped. You see, the dude tried to walk away. He tried to be the bigger man by walking away, but he kept egging him on. And so he got tired and, man, slide him a few hits and dropped his ass. Yep. I see Big War just upload a video. Being broke is equal to death. Hold up. Let me see if I can share this with y'all. Hold up a second. God damn it. Hold up. I'm about to wrap this. Let me see if I can share this right quick before I let y'all go. That shit was too funny. He's like, what? That's what he get though. He want to instigate the he want to escalate the damn feud. You know, he trying to walk away. Fight at the DMV. Are you ready?
I don't give a fuck, nigga. You see? What, nigga? Huh? What? Where you at, nigga?
Pop this ass.
Fuck, nigga. Huh? Who's ready, nigga? Who?
Boom. Dummy. He tried to give you a chance. He walked away, but you kept provoking him, you dummy. You big dummy. He deserved to get knocked out. He trying to get his business taken care of at the DMV, but I guess it's over the number. I guess he must have was before. I don't know what caused him to do that. I guess because he must have cut him in. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess because when you go to the DMV, you got to pull a number. And I guess he walked in the door before him. Man, it's first come, first serve, damn it. Wait your turn. Now he got his ass knocked out. And now he's gonna be embarrassed for life. Because that's gonna be the talk of the man. He's on social media too. He might as well leave his city. It don't matter where he go. That's gonna follow him for the rest of his life. And that's the danger of the internet, y'all. But he brought it on himself. He want to be a buffoon. He want to crash out. The dude tried to walk away. The dude in the brown clothing tried to walk away. He tried to be the bigger man and walked away, but he kept egging him on, talking about, what, nigga? What? And next thing you know, he got swung on and got knocked down. He was dazed. You could tell he was dazed. When he got up, he was a little dazed. You could have tell. Yep. Homeboy was dazed. Homeboy was dazed. Had him dazed when he got up, but he brought that on himself, though. That's what he get. Damn buffoon. Well, all right, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. It's over 2 hours and 20 minutes. I ain't gonna plan on having this 3 hours because I know y'all got things to do. It's Monday. People got things to do, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all for stopping by. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button, share, whatever. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.